Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have mutually agreed to part ways. Tucker's last show was this past Friday.
The undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues?
There's more blowback on whether you've been pushing for the great replacement theory.
White supremacy, that's the problem. This is a hoax.
Demographic change is the key to the Democratic Party's political ambition. It is the secret to the entire immigration debate. End of America. That's not an overstatement. Every time they import a new voter, I become disenfranchised as a current voter. You know, I think we're being replaced. The great replacement? Yeah, it's not a conspiracy theory.
Remember the great replacement theory? Was a conspiracy theory?
It sounds more like a statistical fact.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate, primitive monkeys. They can just shut the fuck up and obey, is my view.
I'm sure I'm the lone voice in saying this. I think Iran deserves to be annihilated. I think they're lunatics. I think they're evil. The very people, in some cases literally the same people, who lured us into the Iraq quagmire 16 years ago, are demanding a new war, this one with Iran. And I don't think that we should be at war with Russia. And I think we should probably take the side of Russia if we have to choose between Russia and Ukraine. That is my view.
And why shouldn't I root for Russia, which I am?
The Kremlin had sent out a memo to state-run media to use more Tucker Carlson clips. Why? Because they thought he was a good mouthpiece for the Kremlin position on the war in Ukraine.
Subsidizing of the education for the children of Chinese leaders, the children of the people who are trying to displace us. This is what happens when science intersects with politics. Both lose. They're planning to force you to take the coronavirus vaccine. It's so safe, they have to threaten you to take it. The point of mandatory vaccination is to identify the sincere Christians in the ranks, the free thinkers, the men with high testosterone levels, and anyone else who does not love Joe Biden. Millions of Americans sincerely believe the last election was fake. Our new leaders will try to silence them. If you don't bother to pause and learn a single thing from it, from your citizens storming your Capitol building, then you're a fool. The protesters were angry. They believed that the election they had just voted in had been unfairly conducted. They were right. The 2020 election was a grave betrayal of American democracy. The insurrectionists. People who were justly upset because they felt that the 2020 election was not on the level, which it was not. And there are a lot of radical elements in American politics. I don't want to single anyone out, but the transgender activists have got to be near the top of the radical list. The trans movement is the mirror image of Christianity, and therefore its natural enemy. Tonight's Transgender Satanism brought to you by Pfizer. International Men in Dresses Day. No one's attacking transgender kids. So the ideology leads to the castration of children. It is a cancer on the country.
Fox has to pay Dominion Voting Systems $787 million.
In one of the most consequential media trials in decades.
We have some news from within our Fox family.